Hi everyone, thanks for coming along to this video. Here I'm going to show you how to colour in this drawing of a summer punch drink in a coconut shell. I do show you how to draw this in previous videos. It might be that it's on Patreon. I'm not sure if it's on Patreon or YouTube. YouTube does have some of my videos. Patreon has all of them, as well as my Learn to Draw sheets that will look a little bit like this. So you have step by step to get you to this, and then I have other videos to go with the drawing ones to show you how to colour them. Now some of them will be coloured pencil, some will be watercolour, and some will be pastel pencil, and I've forgotten the other one, acrylic paint. So this is a coloured pencil one that we're going to have a go at today. I'm just using some nice sketch paper. It's good quality, it's quite thick, and some coloured pencils. I have Castle Arts Soft Touch pencils. I've chosen all the browns to start with because we're going to do the coconut shell. So as I say, I've already shown you how to do this in a previous video, and I will try and link that below. But let's just get started on colouring. So I've found all my brown pencils. These are soft touch, so they're really good for blending. Obviously you don't need to have this many, but if you've got some browns, just use the browns that you have, browns or creams, or maybe even some oranges, some deep oranges. I have a blending pencil as well. I do recommend that you get one of these. They are available on most online art shops, or on Amazon or eBay, wherever you shop. I am not in any way linked. So you need one of those. Right, so let's get to it. I'm going to choose kind of a mid brown, almost like a yellowy brown. Now I'm just going in and filling in one layer of colour all over the base of the coconut shell that's holding the drink, because in a minute we'll blend it, and we only want a certain layer there, a certain amount of pigment, because we will go in with different colours. Now what we do know is that coconut shells are not just one colour. They are lots of different browns, which is why I've pulled out as many as I can. I'm starting the layer with the lighter colour, just because it's easier to start from light and go to dark. When you try and put lights on top of dark, it's much more difficult. Possible, but more difficult. Right, so we're going all over, and because coloured pencil can be quite time consuming, I'm trying to do really big fast strokes to get the base layer down. Okay, there. So then we can go in with another brown that's slightly darker and just do some shading in different areas. Just go round any way you like, because what it will do when we blend it, it will just give it some nice depth, because we're using different colours in different ways. So you won't really see it as such, but it will show up when we blend in a minute. So I'm going to do here and dark around the edges, because we're going back, say the light's in front, we're going back into the background, so we're going to put some darker around the edges, only slightly. And I'm using the side and I'm turning as I go, so that I'm not wasting the pencil. Otherwise you end up with one straight bit and then you have to sharpen it. Use the whole pencil because they are expensive. You don't want to be wasting them. Going round on the sides. There we go. Yep. Okay, and then we need to get some even darker brown. I'll try this one just to get into the corners where it will be really dark, and actually we're coming in from the center round to the back bigger, and that will give it a bit of depth there, and then coming round to the bottom where there will be less light as well. You really need to get that in, push that in. I'm only pressing lightly because in a minute we will blend and mix all the colours together. We'll see what it looks like, and then we can decide what colours we want to put down. So as you can see, I'm kind of creating that round full effect by bringing in darker colours around the edges. So I'm just going to come round now and bring in that darker brown a bit more into the centre, otherwise it it won't it won't look right. It will just look like there's a big light bit there. Right, my blending pencil, I'm going to go in now and blend all those colours together. There we go. And now, as you can see, using the blender really blends in the colours into each other. It kind of spreads the pigment across. See, I've pressed hard there. It spreads the pigment across the tooth of the paper that will be taking the pigment in. So most of the coloured pencil will just be sitting on top of the tooth of the paper at the minute, and we're just trying to spread it around and push it in. Now, there's only a certain amount of layers you can do with coloured pencil before the tooth of the paper starts to get filled. So it's usually about 3. I usually only try to aim for about 3 layers. Right, so we've coloured that in, and we can see if there's anywhere where we want to go over to darken it up. I'm quite happy with it really, but I will go in and put some kind of dark reddy browns in the real far corners. There we go, and we can put it also just across the top. Just bring that round. We'll have some shade under that umbrella. I'm going to bring some around there as well, just for some fun. And then what I'm going to do is on the side, just come in little areas and colour in there as well, because as I said before, coconut shells are all sorts of different shades of colour. I'm going to blend that in as well. Lovely. Pressing a little bit harder this time, just to really push it in. Okay, so now we're going to get a dark brown and we're going to come in with the fur like that. I pressed too hard there on that one. Let's give it a bit of a curl. Okay, so we need to draw in the fur of the coconut shell. Just little round marks, don't worry about where they are. And I'm going to just draw some shape in. There we go. And I think we need a bit more of the mustard colour. There we go. Come in and just kind of go over everything and bring, because coconut shells are mustardy in colour, aren't they? They're not that red. That reddy brown's lovely, but we need to push it back a bit. Okay. Get more of that on, because that is the main focus colour. You can actually blend with the pencil itself as well. So as you're pushing down, press hard. That will help you to blend it in. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we need a few more kind of darker furry parts to bring it to life a bit more. Put little groups of them in as well. Okay. So then we're going to come to the top edge, and I'm actually just going to use this dark brown and mix it in with my lighter one that I've been using as well. So that's the top. Now in the background there's a slice of something. I'm not sure what that something is. Right, I'm just going to move the brown pencils out of the way, and I think we're going to make the fruit. Well, let's make it a piece of lime. Let's make it a piece of lime. So I'm going to get all my greens out. Don't be overwhelmed by that. I realise I have a lot, but even if you've just got a few greens, use what you have. So I'm actually going to go for this gorgeous lime colour for the middle sections, because they are the lighter sections. Can you see that? So I'm just going in with a quick layer. You have to work quite quickly with pencils because they do take longer than everything else just to cover a certain amount of space. Watercolours, it's just so quick. but coloured pencils takes quite a bit longer. So I've used that one, I'll keep that one there. I'm going to use that one here, it's just a slightly greener colour, and then I'm going to go around the edge with the same one. I don't want too many different colours on my line. And don't worry if you go over the lines like I did there, because at the end of the day it's a sketch, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm not doing realism here, it's just fun. And then I'm going to pick another green out. Well, it should be probably really pale. I think I've used the palest one. Let's go with this green. It's kind of a natural sappy green. And we'll just put it in between there to make it look real. Okay, can you see how I'm just shading that in a bit? So I'm keeping some of the white showing through to keep it quite pale. But then I do have that green, the natural green, coming in as well. I like that, that's fine. I might just introduce it as well into the other sections, and then that makes it look a bit more realistic because colours aren't completely separate on anything. Good, so we've got our nice piece of lime. What I might do again is get this colour and maybe just define the middle parts a little bit, because they're quite important but they're not really defined at the moment, they're hidden. There we go, love it. Next is the straws. I might actually here just use this dark green colour to do the straws, rather than getting another set of colours out just yet. There we go. Now there's a slice of something in the background and I have no idea what it is. It was just really to fill up the space. So let's just go, while I've got the browns out, let's just use something that's a natural colour and just fill that in. Doesn't really matter what it is. There we go. It's just something in the background. Now we do need a red, the cherry red, for our cherry at the bottom of the umbrella. So I'm just going to bring that in. Blend it in a little bit. And just to give it some more definition, I'm going to press really hard just around where the umbrella is popping through. I'm going to get a nice dark brown to do the wooden umbrella parts. They're on the ends. I'm just literally flicking some in. Okay. And next, what colours shall we do the umbrella? Let's do some orangey colours. Let's get the orangey colours out now. I'm going to put them this side. So again, don't be overwhelmed by all my colours. Yeah, I do have a big set of colouring pencils. Right, I'm going to do orange because I just think it's a nice kind of happy summery colour. But what I'm going to do is space it and do orange and yellow. Now this is the fun bit. This is where you can just do whatever colours you want or whatever colours you have. There we are, and maybe a bit again at the end. Show that going round. Right, so then we want some yellow. Oh, let's get a nice sunny yellow. There we are. Now what I'm going to do is go over the orange with some of that yellow, just because it then blends the colours into each other really nicely, and they're kind of reflecting their colours onto each other. How you can pull a painting together is by making sure the colours you have in your painting are kind of all over the painting. There we are. Great, so now we just need the blending pencil. So we're going to go over it, over the whole picture, make sure we're all blended in. You can see when you start blending how nice and clean and crisp the colours look in comparison to when they haven't. You get that patchy white poking through the bottom. So you can see now The side I blended with a blender pencil and the side I haven't. Very different. Go. And we need to go over the line. We didn't do that line. And it really does show. Now obviously you can take a lot more time than me and be a bit more precise, but I don't want you sitting there watching me blending out my piece of work. You can go off and do yours, so I'm going as quick as I can. So there we have it. So remember, you can do whatever colours you like. I might just come in now and just draw again over some of the drawn pencil lines, but I'll do it in the colour of what's already here, so that I'm not just doing an outline of pencil. Let's go for that colour. So would help if my pencil was sharper. So you can come back over now that you've blended it in and really start to colour in and define some of the sections to make them a bit more realistic. And then I'm even going to bring some of that green around into that. There we go. Let's bring some of that green into this as well. Some nice bright straws. And I think we might even bring some red into the colour of the umbrella, just to give it some difference in shades. And yeah, I like that. There we go. I mean, we could just leave it there, or we could just keep fiddling and playing around with it for ages, which I would love to do, but I don't have time. But maybe you have a bit more time. I will just keep playing around with it till I'm absolutely, totally and utterly happy with it. Especially this part, because this is really the part that pulls you in. At the moment, I would say, because I've used a really vibrant orange and red, the umbrella's pulling you in more, which is fine. That can be my focal point if that's what I want. But yeah, just keep going. Don't forget to keep blending. And I think that by using all those different browns, we've really given it sort of a realistic effect. So I'm done. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, you can keep going with it, and you can also go over it if you wanted to make it a very clear illustration with a liner pen, a black liner pen, but just do what suits you. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, or click the notification bell so that you can hear about all my videos. Don't forget, all of the worksheets that show you how to draw these are available to download on my Patreon. It's a small monthly fee. Or you can go onto my website and you can download the sheets individually, but the video might not be available to you. There's only what's on YouTube, so you might want to just find a YouTube video and get the sheet off my website. Yeah, that's everything. Oh, and don't forget the book. I've released a book. It's on Amazon. I'll put the link below. It has all of the summer designs in there. So we go from drawing sheets like this. There's 14 different designs, and then with each of those drawings I show you how to colour them in with different mediums. All right, so that's me explained. I hope you have a great day, and hopefully see you on the next video. Take care, everyone.